That's when you do your.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 33 of the Eagle Eye Podcast. How are you beautiful people doing today? It's great to be back. I'm your host again, Dylan, right here. Ivan is a little occupied right now, registering for some classes for this fall, which, to me, I kind of find it a little strange because I registered for my classes in the spring and I already know my schedule. So it is what it is. Ivan's doing his thing. He will get back on though in a minute. So but I will be your host for the entire pod again today. So I hope y'all enjoy my beautiful voice. So along here with me is Christian. Christian's back again. Christian, how we doing, man?
I'm doing good.
That's good, man. That's good. Liking the New York life.
Yeah, it's pretty good living here right now. Again, no, same thing as last week. Still rain. I don't know why, but
Still raining. God,
yeah, it's still raining here.
I feel like you forget an hour of rain here in Texas.
Yeah, well, it must be hot over there.
All right, man. Well, today we're going to talk about the Monterrey game that, we got 3 points, big 3 points too, as well. Going over the Copa MX match that was last week against Dorados, tonight's Copa MX match against Veracruz. We'll preview the Queretaro game this coming Saturday. Talk about the ladies too. The ladies getting a big win last night too, last night too as well. We'll talk about the giveaway. We ready to announce that too as well. Very exciting that we're gonna announce that we got our 2 winners. And so you ready to get started, Christian?
I'm ready, man. Let's do this.
Okay, so the Monterrey game, a game, it was, to me, it was just kind of there, like, kind of just quickly, just to sum it down, from the first half to the second half to the end of the game. I thought it was a pretty good game from the guys too as well. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think coming into this game, we kind of expected a close game. I don't think anyone expected to blow Monterrey out like the way we did. Obviously, there were some couple of factors that led it to the result, but overall, like you said, I think our boys had a great showing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you too. I'll just get the lineup here real quick. After since we're going over that for the game, it was Marchesín in goal. Sanchez coming into place by Aguilar. Aguilar going down with an injury. We kind of heard that a little bit before the game too as well. Edson Alvarez, Bruno Valdez, Luis Reyes, Diego Lainez, Guido Rodriguez, Mateus Uribe, Andres Ibargüen, Oribe Peralta, and Roger Martinez. And when you see this lineup, what do you think about this lineup?
I think it's a great lineup. Obviously, you have some key players, I guess, in Cecilio and Renato missing, but I think this is a great opportunity for Diego Lainez once again to prove what he's had, what he has, and also a great opportunity for Jorge Sanchez to really keep the flow going. He's been having nice showings in Copa MX, and this was a good opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. Whenever you hear that Aguilar is in doubt going into this game, and you hear that Sanchez is gonna step in, that's something that I wasn't really worried about. I feel like Sanchez would go in there and really step up, and we'll talk about it going the game. But overall, his performance was just spot on to me. I really loved watching Jorge Sanchez. It was just something great from him too as well. And so we'll start with the first half. Going into the first half, what do you think about the first half?
So I guess when the game started, you can kind of see the pitch is playing a factor into it, but both teams are passing sloppy. They're not getting good shots on goal. It was just overall a bad, I guess you can say, first 10 minutes of the game. It just wasn't good. As the game started to go on, you started to see America, get more possession, start passing a little bit better and creating chances. And I think that's when we finally started to come in the game.
I'm gonna be straight honest with you here, man. Whenever I see this game start, up until Rogers' goal, this team was not me, dude. I mean, this team was not what I expected. Obviously, obviously not trying to make any excuses, but obviously the pitch is playing a factor. But still, I mean, this team was nothing. Nobody stood out to me the first 25 minutes until
Yeah.
Rogers' goal. And
Mhm.
so, that's something needs to work on too, because we got to come out strong each and every game, and that's something that we did not do. It's
Mhm.
something that's a little worrying too, right there. But
Yes.
really, going into it though, we see Monterrey trying to clear the ball out. Obviously Mateus Uribe gets that header back and finds Roger Martinez, and Roger Martinez scoring his second goal this Apertura. What do you think of that goal?
I think it was a great goal by Roger Martinez to kind of get away from the two defenders and just slide it in home. Honestly, if you actually look close at the replay, this is where I say the pitch comes into a factor. If you actually really look close into the replay, like the ball is going and like the little hole like in the field, kind of like you know moves the ball and like into the direction of the net, and I don't know, it was pretty cool to me, but nonetheless, it was still a great goal by Roger. A great heads up by Mateo Suriba. I think you can agree with me there, just heading the ball towards his direction, and it was a great way to open up the game for us.
Oh, it most definitely was too, and it's something great to see Mateus Uribe being aware of his surroundings and stuff too. That's just something that you expect from Mateus Uribe, and he still continues to do it week in and week out, and that's something great from him too as well. And that goal to me was definitely needed for this team and to pick me up for this team, because after that, that's when you see the team get going into another gear. It's like they shifted gears, and that's something this team really needed too as well.
Yes, definitely. And then you can, like you said, the team begins to get more possession, has the ball more. I think we kind of frustrate Monterrey a little bit, and I guess that's where the next event happens.
Yes, definitely too, and we see Stefan Medina get that red card. Obviously, a big blow for them too as well. Monterrey, coming in, I remember you see us making some plays, you see us doing some good stuff too as well, and so definitely frustrating for them. Monterrey going man down too as well.
Yes, definitely. And but the thing is, I guess it kind of, well, for the last like later part of the half, I guess it kind of worked in their favor. I think Diego Alonso really sent the message to them like, okay, listen, we're man down. Let's start pressing, let's start going at them, and I guess they did. They did what they had to do for the remaining part of the first half, and they looked like they were the guys that were man up, not us, and it was a little bit worrying for me. I don't know what you think about that.
No, no, I definitely agree with you, man. I mean, obviously, like I said, that first goal is something that we needed, but then again at the end too, like you said, Monterrey were pressing. Monterrey were giving us no space. They were seeing the better team, and they were the better team, and that's something that we can't allow, especially a man up. And so Diego Alonso really getting it right. And, we didn't really see no adaptation from the Aguilas as well too, in that. So really, I see the first half. I guess I'd give it maybe a C plus at most, maybe.
C plus,
Um,
yeah. I
yeah,
agree with that.
because obviously, this. I mean, if we see this too, this is our strongest lineup too as well. Like we said, we have Cecilio on the bench, we have Renato Ibarra on the bench too, and that's what the depth is for too. Andres Ibargüen, Leo Line is stepping up, and still, something's got to give eventually, man, because it wasn't working in our favor that first half at all.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Miguel Herrera kind of noticed that. And once the second half starts, I guess you can start seeing America, get back in the rhythm and start pressing like they were in the first half.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. There was some times too, though. Really, you see, yeah, it's kind of to me it was a little back and forth a little bit too. Monterrey were pressing a little bit. You see, Aguilas pressing a little bit. Going into the second half too as well. And so that's something you want to see from this America team too as well, especially from Piojo with his tactics, because that's something that we've always criticized. That's something always that we always said too as well. And I think we're seeing that week in and week out too with him too as well. I feel like he's starting to adapt more. He's starting to realize what the opposition is doing and how he's going to handle that too as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. And also, like I guess me and you have mentioned this both. The midfield. I think when Monterrey was starting to get those chances and start gaining more possession, I think Mateos and Guido did a really good job of getting the ball back and start creating the chances for us. And I think that's where I guess the kind of the swing of the game in the second half goes, and they really dictated the tempo in that second half.
Definitely, man. And anybody that knows me and anybody listening to this pod, I always constantly repeat myself. To me, midfields win you the game, and that's something that Guido and Mateus Uribe came out and did. They won the midfield, and it showed it too in the end result too as well.
Definitely. We should talk about that second goal,
Yeah,
which
and
was a great goal in my opinion.
yes, it really was rocket of a header from Bruno Valdez too as well. And coming out too, I don't know, I felt something different too whenever you see it too. This team was coming out, was creating some chances, and
Mhm.
man, I don't know, when Mateus Uribe went to that corner flag, dude, and he took it, I just felt it. And all of a sudden I just see it going too right there, and I was just like, come on, man, like that's something that was huge needed right there too for us.
Definitely. And the way Bruno Valdez got away from his marker is pretty impressive to me. I guess that's a great goal for him in terms of his confidence.
Mhm.
It was a great goal. Yeah, props to Bruno Valdez there.
Yeah, something definitely needed to right there as well. Um, and then obviously, we get into some changes too as well. We see Carlos Vargas come in the 59th minute for Luis Reyes, Mates. Renato Ibarra coming back on the pitch in the 69th minute, coming in for Mates Uribe, and we see Joe Benny Corona coming in too as well. Um, your thoughts on these substitutions?
Oh yeah, I think they were great subs. Carlos Vargas for Luis Reyes, I guess it's all right. I mean, I don't think it was needed. Maybe because of the Luis Reyes yellow card, maybe as a
Mhm.
precaution. I guess maybe that's why he did it. Renato for Mateos, it's all right. It doesn't really bother me. Then you see Diego Lainez move into like um that position behind Roger Martinez. I
Mhm.
guess that's where we kind of want him to play more because that's where he favors. And Joe Corona for Peralta, that's fine just to regain some control in the mid after Mateos comes out.
Now, remind me. I brought it up to you, but I don't remember exactly when it happened. But Carlos Vargas's free kick.
Oh, dude, when
Oh,
did this happen?
I'm I'm not for sure. Remember what minute? But that's something that I won't
Oh,
forget
dude,
because
yeah,
even though he didn't make it, I doubted Carlos Vargas. I doubted him. I really
same.
did. And he came out. Despite him not making it, he proved us wrong in the end, man. Hitting the post.
Was definitely wrong. I saw Carlos Vargas. Oh man, I can't remember the other player that was next to him. I honestly thought it was gonna be the other player that's gonna take it, but then when I saw Vargas take it, I was like, oh, well, what the hell? And they hit the post, dude. I almost lost my mind if that would have went in.
It wasn't Iwadi win, was it? That was next to him.
Was it about going? I'm not too sure to be honest. I couldn't really tell you. I don't want to give out false information.
No, but no, definitely, dude. I mean, really, it was a great way for Carlos Vargas to really stand out, and that was something great too as
Mhm.
well. Um, we'll get to the third goal in a minute, but something else I want to point out was Renato Ibarra. Man, I mean, really, this guy didn't even seem like he was coming back from an injury. I mean, lost no step whatsoever. He's coming about, dribbling past defenders, drawing some fouls. I think it was him actually that drew the foul that led to that Vargas almost making that free
Yeah,
kick too as
I'm
well.
almost positive it was. Yes, you can see Renato come onto the pitch and immediately has an impact. Balls flow through Renato. Renato just takes on the wing and creates chances, and that's the Renato we need all season long. And it was great to see that on Saturday.
Most definitely, most definitely. But we'll go ahead and get into the third goal, the final goal that Andres Ibargüen drew the penalty from the keeper too. Andres Ibargüen, I think he was trying to get past the keeper, to have a chance, but he trips him up and fouls him, and then we see the ref point to the penalty spot. Obviously, the right call. I don't think there's no argument there. That shouldn't have been a penalty or anything.
Mhm.
But yeah. Despite the fact, I think it's good to see Andres score. I think that's something he really needs for his confidence because to me in this game, it still wasn't enough for me in this game from Andres either.
Listen, Andres Embargoin, I think I tweeted this out. I don't know if anyone follows me. I tweeted this out. If Ibargüen learns how to finish, this guy is deadly. I can remember probably at the top of my head 3 to 4 chances where he takes on the defender, beats the defender, but then on that final pass, he just doesn't know what to do. I don't know. I guess you could say it's lack of confidence. Maybe because he hasn't been getting by defenders recently. Then he's like, oh, okay, well now what do I do? But I guess as time goes on, you will, I guess, hopefully see his decision making improve, and that will be a great benefit for us.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely, and obviously that's how the game ends, 3-0. I mean, I don't see how you don't argue that this is more than just a 3-0, a 3-0 game, a 3-0 win from Etiquette too. If you compare the first half stats to the second half stats, uh, we had 4 shots total in the first half compared to the second half. We had 14 shots total.
Mhm.
2 of those shots being on target, and 9 of them being on target in the second half. I mean,
Yes.
a drastic change too for well. I
Mhm.
mean, this team was clicking most definitely in the second half. Do you think we were lacking something in the first half compared to the second?
I guess probably the wingers. You really didn't see much of the wingers do anything in the first half. Like I said, when Renato and Andres Ibargüen really got in rhythm, that's when you start to see our big chances come in. Uh, you can compare the first half and the second half. The first half we had one big chance, and
Mhm.
the second half we had 4 big chances with 2 of them missed. So I definitely a better showing in the second half in terms of our wingers.
Yeah, most definitely too. And I think I hate to say, but Diego Lainez, really not the Diego Lainez we wanted to see after coming off such an amazing game last week too, getting 2 goals, playing so good. Something surprising too that, in my opinion, that we didn't see him get subbed off in this game. I guess Miguel still wants to bestow that confidence in him, willing to play the full 90. But that's okay. That's okay because it's hard to be consistent in the end too. And I think we can still all agree that Diego Lainez has the talent. He has it there and everything like that. I don't think we should just let this one bad game get to him.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like he'll show out too eventually. But no, I mean, other than that, do you think with the lack of finishing that we had too in the second half, do you think that's a concern?
I guess you can say it is a concern. Cause like let's just say this game is 1-0 or a 0-0, and you have those chances and you don't convert. I guess that's when it could come back to bite you. Like I said, I guess it's only maybe a Bargon that needs to work on it. Oh, and that one Oribe chance that he missed, right in front of the net. I don't know if you remember that one,
Mhm.
but yeah, I guess our finishing still needs some work. Brush it up. I guess we have a game this Saturday, which I think we can do that. And if our finishing improves, this team will be that much deadlier.
Yeah, most definitely. I think we can still take this back to the Clausura too this past year too as well. That's something that me and Ivan always preach to is bringing our shooting boots and to a sense I still feel like we brought it, but obviously you look at the stats and if you look at the stats first and you don't look at the scoreline, I mean you're gonna think this is a high scoring game in favor of America. But then when you see it, it's 3-0. I mean, you really expect more, and you're really expecting America to go out 5 goals. I think we can say that it could have been 5-0, but it
Mhm.
didn't end that way either.
Yeah. I guess Miguel Herrera kind of brought some light to this and saying that it's good to see that more than one person is scoring. I guess the goals are being distributed around the team. I guess that's a good thing for us. But like you said, though, this game could have easily ended 4-0, 5-0 in our favor. And I guess the finishing needs to improve a little bit. I guess I think we can both agree on that.
It's interesting to me too. It's how Oribe Peralta take that goal that he missed after he scored last week too. I mean, it's just there. I mean, like he had it right there. If correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ibarguen had a couple of chances too, or maybe
I
one
think
big
Ibargüen
chance.
had a header, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He got crossed in, and Roger
Yes,
too.
the
And then
counter attack, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and so that's just something to look out for, something that needs to be improved too as well with the team.
Yes.
But other than that, we did see some improvements with this team this week. Obviously, a little bit more work can be done with this team too as well. I think we can all agree with that. But other than that, I think overall, if you would grade this team, I think it's a solid B plus performance in my
B plus
opinion.
is fair. B plus is fair.
And we have the almighty Ivan back too from registering from his classes. Ivan, how we doing?
Good, gentlemen. Good, good. Been listening to what you guys been saying, and I think you boys got it spot on. I think it's a solid B plus performance, and I think you're seeing the team slowly start building a little bit more track record with each other, and this should kind of not be a surprise because, to be honest, this is honestly the same core that we had last year. So you'd expect the team to start progressing even better from the beginning, but the team's starting to catch on. It looks like our shooting boots are starting to get there, and the more chances you can create, the more opportunity you have to actually give yourself a little bit more of a wiggle room to miss some of these shots. But ultimately, I think the team's performing pretty well. There's a couple players that maybe still need to step it up, and Ibarwen's definitely one of them, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So the season's still very short. We're only 3 games in. We'll have to wait and see whether or not we can continue the performance that we have.
Yes, yes, definitely agree. One player that stood out to you this game, guys. Who was it?
I would have to say probably Mateus Uribe. Mateus Uribe really did a great job in controlling that mid and getting those 2 assists. But I think obviously everyone could say it's key. Yeah, I guess Mateus Uribe would be my standout player for this game.
Okay, Ivan.
I'm going with Diego Lainez, and it's because of the fact that he did not have the game we were expecting. And this is due to the fact that we hyped up this kid, and we've seen this before so many times. Like a youngster comes in, has a great, wonderful game. I don't know if you probably won't recognize him, but do you remember Torito Silva, Christian?
I do not actually.
Came out to the cantera. It was when Daniel Brailovsky was our coach. He
Okay.
had a stunning of a goal against Guadalajara in the Clásico, and everyone hyped him up afterwards. And it just the kid didn't really wasn't able to perform afterwards. I
Mhm.
mean, we have plenty and plenty of examples of kids that come through the ranks, and Diego Lainez is much different to those players because he's had this kind of this year under his belt where he's had kind of this hype around him, and he was my standout player because he didn't stand out in the sense, and I kind of was expecting that, and I can see this kid maybe struggling a little bit, but he has every right and every talent to start next game, and hopefully with the right people around him, you can easily see this kid turning around.
The thing about
Okay.
Diego Lainez, I think. Oh, sorry. The thing I think
No.
about Diego Lainez is that amazes me is his ability to not let like the press get to him, the spotlight get to him, the pressure get to him. We've seen him multiple times in post game interviews where he says he likes the pressure. He likes being in this position, and I don't think that's gonna make him grow. And okay, you have one bad game, but it doesn't seem to get to him. So maybe this will help him, and he can improve for the next game.
Tonight will be important for him.
Most definitely. Yeah, tonight will be important. If I had to choose a player, yeah, I would say it's Sanchez. I think we can all agree too that whenever we see him in the lineup after Bar Aguilar goes down, I don't think we had a problem with that. I don't think that made you nervous. So but just for him to go out and really perform the way like he did, it was just great to see that. It was really great to see that, and it feels comfortable. Yeah,
We have
that
one.
we have Sanchez there.
We have one hell of a player in Sanchez.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much because he's very versatile in the sense that he can also play us left back, and you can see that this kid is determined. He's not one of those kids that come in and was like, oh, whatever, so I'm just gonna be playing with the youth team and blah blah blah. No, this kid knew that he had an opportunity to fight for the first spot, and if I'm Paul Aguilar, I'm kind of looking back and saying, damn, this kid could easily catch up to me.
Most definitely. Yeah, most
I
definitely.
I guess that's what you want in a case, to get the best out of Paulo Aguilar, knowing that this kid at any moment can take your starting spot. So I guess this is a good thing for us in a way.
Oh yeah,
I think
internal competition is always going to be important, and I
yeah.
think that's what we have now in the team. You have these youngsters coming up the ranks that can easily put some of these players in their in line. For example, George is going to easily put either Paulo Aguilar or Reyes in a tough position if they start slipping up. We could say the same thing about the left wing. I mean, if Cecilio or Ibarwen aren't doing the job, you have Diego Lainez right there. You have the likes of Tony Lopez, who's doing wonderful things. So you can easily see that the internal competition is definitely going to bring out the best of our players, and I think we're starting to see that right now.
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you. Anything else you gentlemen like to add on this Monterrey review?
I
That
think
I could have easily gotten that 4-0 prediction if America
if
would
Ibargüen,
if he bought a win.
listen, if Ibargüen
Man.
learns how to finish, this guy would be deadly. And I guess all the memes, all the hate towards Ibargüen will go away. He needs to learn how to finish, get that final third decision making better.
I'm just gonna end it with this. And when you said that he was like he's kind of becoming kind of the scapegoat for us, and like he's just kind of choking in front of goal. He reminds me so much of someone you even know, Dylan. Do you guys remember Narciso Mina?
I see
Yes.
something.
He reminds me so much of that.
Oh.
Two different players, of course, but two players that could take on defenders, and whenever they had an opportunity to score, they found the perfect way to blow it over.
Mhm.
Right.
Definitely, yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. Well, all right. I've been wrapping it up right there. Let us know in the chat. Who was your standout player? Let us know how that goes and everything. We now move to Copa MX, guys. Who fell asleep watching the game against Dorados?
I think that was about
Hey.
90% of Americanistas, and probably some of them in the stadium as well. Which can we
Let us
talk
know if you-
about what are they feeding the bugs down there? I mean, they're ridiculously huge.
Oh my god,
I-
you've seen that, right?
the
Oh,
the moths would pass through the TV, and I would look all around my room looking for that moth. 'Cause I thought it was in my room the whole time.
It's ridiculous. What's going on down there?
Yeah, obviously not the game we expected. I think you see the lineup, which I don't have out right now, which I was slacking on that. But obviously full with some youngsters too right there. You wanted to see these youngsters come out and perform, and to the sense, not really what you expected either.
No, yeah, we had a lot of babies, and even though we had a lot of babies, I think we expected a little bit more from them. Just because they were performing for the first two games, you saw that they actually brought it. And I don't know if it helped being at home because again, it's an away game, and let's be honest, the pitch conditions were terrible. I mean, we talk
Very
about the
terrible.
Azteca, the fact
Yeah.
that the Dorado Stadium was in that condition, it was ridiculous. It was like who's playing. It was like we were playing to see who had the worst pitch in the league. And
I I saw the pitch and I thought we were still in the Azteca the whole time.
Oh, dude.
exactly. Exactly, man. It was terrible, and maybe that gave a little bit something, but still, they're youngsters, they're kids, and they still got I would say a pretty decent result to go out there with kind of I want to say your B/C team and get a pretty good result against Dorados. That's something to say, and it wasn't even for us to be saying, oh, we weren't even that good. We actually had some pretty decent chances, but the goalkeeper was on a pretty good night.
Hmm. I know, I mean, I'm not trying to put pressure, on some of the kids, because obviously, it was filled with a lot of the kids from the academy. But especially the way they go out and play against Veracruz, don't you think, that would go out and translate against Dorados too as well? I mean, you would kind of expect a win more than a draw.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess you can say that, but I don't know. I guess the pitch did have to do something with it. You kind of saw them kind of uncomfortable in that position. That's not an excuse, obviously, because they're professionals and the pitch is for both. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it was all a decent result for us.
I can understand why it is that I and to kind of say what you were saying, I think we do need to put the pressure on these kids because that's the only way they're really going to excel. And hopefully that's kind of a reminder to them that in these games is kind of where you have to stand up even more. And the away game is always going to be a little bit more difficult than a home game. At home, you recognize the stadium. These players have played on that pitch before because they've played in the youth academy on that turf. And to go away in kind of a different environment, and you can get it. It could be an off night for everyone, and if it was, then that's understandable. Then you just pick yourself back up. I think the team did well though collectively. I think we had some pretty good passes. I think we had some pretty good intentions. I think we just kind of lacked a little bit of that final third decision making, which tends to happen with some of these players. Because let's be honest, as much as these players know each other, it's not like they play week in and week out. You can only recognize what you do so much on the training pitch and actually try to apply that into a game.
I agree.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's just interesting to see that like the likes of like Tony Lopez, and, players like them, go out and not necessarily perform to what we think they can perform. I like you said, I do agree with you. These players came out and did have a good decent game against this Dorados side. Obviously, like you said too, the Dorados keeper was on point the whole night too, making some big quality saves too as well. But at the end of the day, it's a result, that is still good. We're still on top of the table by goal differential too as well. We still have tonight, to solidify that too more as well. But uh, at the end of the day, um, not not too satisfied with the draw because I feel like this team could go out and go get that win against Dorados. But at the end of the day, um, it is to me a little bit too as well. But we still have another chance tonight against Veracruz as well.
I think if you look, the two players that for me were the most disappointing that night, and this is arguably different to other people, but for me it was Henry Martin and Tony Lopez.
I
No,
yeah, I agree with you.
I can agree with that.
Because I
Definitely.
think
Yeah.
you see Henry has this responsibility and this wonderful opportunity to be kind of the leader and kind of be the guy for the Copa MX, and he's not really taking this opportunity. He's not solidifying himself as our key striker for the Copa. I know, I get it. You don't want to be known as the striker for the Copa, but guess what? You don't have much of an opportunity right now in the league, so to
Mhm.
take what is given to you. So hopefully today he can solidify himself a little bit more. And Tony Lopez, we were hyping him up. I mean, he had tremendous game against Veracruz, and for him to kind of just slack off a little bit, it was a little worrisome because you would imagine this kid to do a little bit more, especially because I think some of us we were writing him to take the starting spot in the league.
Yeah, yeah, especially after that Veracruz game the first time, man. He was on the bench that same weekend, that they played. I'm a little disappointed that he didn't come off that bench, but obviously, Piojo's gonna have Silo come on and get those minutes too as well. But at the end of the day, we see that, and you see he has the potential to make the bench and potentially start a game.
Yeah. So, I mean, should we jump into what's going to be the game in a couple of hours?
Yes, we will jump into the Copa MX game against Veracruz in Veracruz. The starting 11, that was out yesterday. I got it right here. I'll say it out. It's Marchesín in goal, Sanchez, Zamora, Aguilera, Vargas, Alvarez, Corona, Lainez, Renato, Cecilio, and Henry Martin. And you kind of see this, and it seems like. Piojo's going out for that win, to really solidify that top spot in the Copa MX.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of see the youngsters in the midfield kind of take the bench this game, but for the same reason, I think I agree with you. I think Piojo really needs the win tonight. Because you never know what can happen against Veracruz. So I think Piojo's really going full force tonight.
And I agree. And you beat me to my point is the fact that you see this lineup and the lack of babies is kind of a bit shocking because that's kind of what we were expecting. But we're going down to the Estadio Pirata Fuente, and you never really know exactly what you're gonna get out of a Veracruz side, especially in a Copa MX game. It could easily be one way, or it could easily be another. Uh, Usually not our best place to go play at. I don't know if you remember in the Clausura how bad that kind of went for us. Had to tie it up almost last minute. But I think the lineup is good. I think there's a couple of players that kind of stand out to me. Obviously Sanchez to see if he can repeat what he did against Monterrey. Zamora, a player that I personally do not like. I think he's just a rookie at this point, and his positioning for me sometimes is way off. And I criticize him, but you know what he reminds me so much of? He reminds me so much of Edson.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
remember you telling me that one day.
I've always said this. Edson, when he first debuted for us, I didn't like him at all. I didn't like him all whatsoever. His positioning just way off. He just seemed to get lost sometimes on the pitch, which sometimes, granted, he still does, but he's gotten much better at that. But this kid looks like he's hungry for a chance to redeem himself and for a chance to kind of maybe fill in the shoes for Edson as well. So Zamora is also one of those players that I think we got to keep an eye out on for this game, see how well he can solidify himself. Because I think he was a little bit shaky against Dorados, and then I think if you see Edson in that center mid spot, I think he's gonna be happy. We know how much he likes to push forward, and then Diego Lainez in what could be a camp position.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Diego Lainez in that camp position is something we want to see. I guess him from the start. We saw him play it last time in last game in Monterrey, but I kind of want to see what he can do there from the start of the game, especially in the game like this where I think you will have Veracruz kind of hungry. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess this is do or die for Veracruz. If they lose, I think they're done. There's no chance of them qualifying. So they might want to come out with a bit of hunger, trying to win this game to salvage something from this Copa MX.
We'll see if this game's physical as it was the first time we played them too as well. I think I remember that game being so physical.
Rodriguez is probably looking like, why am I starting?
Well, one of the players even saw a red card last time out too as well for Veracruz. So yeah, I mean, I think well, obviously you see this lineup. This lineup I think can go out and definitely get a win. Will it be easy? No, because I know in the history there too. It's not ideally the place we like to go play too as well. Like Ivan said, think about to the Clausura, very least scraping by with the draw. So we'll see how that is tonight. 9 Central Time for me. It's going to be 7 Pacific Time for Ivan, and 10 o'clock for Christian in the Eastern Time, and it will be 8 o'clock Mountain Time for those who are watching. So,
Which we do got a couple of Mountain Time people. So
yeah. See, so shout out to them. Shout out to the Mountain Time people. I mean, Mountain Time always gets overlooked in my opinion. So, predictions tonight, gentlemen.
I think I gotta go with the realistic choice here, and I'm going for no.
Oh, of course. Well, you got somebody in the chat said 4-0 today too.
Yeah,
as well.
Mr. Chris, what's good, man? He's rooting for that 4-0 today, so let's go.
I'm gonna go 4-1.
4-1.
4-1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4-1. I'm gonna take 3-1. I'll take 3-1 tonight.
Okay. 3-1. All right. Confidence.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here, let me throw up a question for you guys. Knowing our lineup, knowing what this line can do, is a 1-0 win enough for us? Or
Yes.
for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's enough for me, but am I gonna be happy with it? No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree and I kind of understand too because this isn't the babies. We expect Cecilio, we expect Renato to go out there and
Linus.
just go and Linus, yeah, to just go out there and go at it, and they have all the right to do. Um, they obviously got the start too, and they just have to go out there and prove it. Now they have to do it on the pitch. If they don't, then something's wrong.
Shout
Yeah,
out to Mr. Fenton Diamond who says it's 3 o'clock in the morning for him right now, and he is tuning in. What a what
Yes,
wow, what a champ.
what a champ, man! If we had to give podcaster listener of the week, it'd be you, my man.
All the way from Ireland too. Shout out to them too as well. All right. Well, anything else to this Copa Meki showdown tonight against Veracruz, guys?
I just hope it's not a snooze fest again. That's all I'm hoping for.
I'm actually hoping for this. I'm actually hoping that that with some of these key players starting, we get no injuries.
Yes, injuries, something we need to definitely avoid too as well. With that being said, though, I think that wraps up the Copa MX talk. We're gonna move on to the Queretaro preview. How excited are we for this weekend, guys?
I mean, if it depends after this Copa MX game, is how excited you kind of get for this upcoming game. But I think regardless of the result after tonight, we should be a little bit excited to see how well this team can take their rhythm and their form away at a very tough venue for us, which has always been Querétaro Stadium. It's going to be important whether or not we can solidify that unit that we've been going, and it's going to be important that Piojo puts out the right 11. You can easily drop a couple of these players, but are the people that you're going to bring in, are they going to be the right chemistry?
True. I can agree. I think the only changes I think he would actually make would probably be the wingers and Andres Embargo and Diego Lainez, knowing that you have Cecilio and Renato there. Would you want to maybe replace Ibargüen and Lainez with both of them? I don't know. Something personally I wouldn't do. I think I would keep Ibargüen there. Diego Lainez, it's a little bit maybe for me. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Well, we see Querétaro's coming off a 1-1. Oh wait, that's the wrong game I'm looking at. Oh my gosh! Come on.
Give our listeners wrong information.
Godly, somebody take the mic away from me, please. Okay. Well, here we go. I got the right game now. Querétaro's coming off a 4-0 loss against León. A 4-0 loss. I mean,
our friend Kari must be really happy about that result.
Very happy, and I think. I think some people can argue too that Volpe is one of the best goalkeepers in Liga MX too. It's something that you don't really expect from him. Not to make some of these saves too as well. But I think too this is a good sign for us too in the end. I think we had all those chances created too against Monterrey, and now we have to translate that over to this Querétaro game too as well. Because if you think about it, Volpe's confidence is probably down a little bit too right now.
Yeah, what's the saying? Get them while they're down.
Get them while they're down.
Yeah, get them while they're down. And so really, we'll go ahead and ask for lineups. What's your predicted lineup? We'll go in to talk about tactics and everything whenever I hear what your lineups are.
So you want predicted lineups?
Yes, please.
Okay, I am going with Marche in goal. I have a feeling is Paul gonna be ready?
Yes.
Yes.
If Paul's ready, then Paul on the right, and then Reyes on the left, and then the center back partnership, which I think is flourishing like immensely, is Edson with Bruno. And I think you move that on to the midfield. It's obviously going to be Guido with Mateus Uribe. On the right, you're going to have Renato Ibarra. On the left, you're going to have Cecilio Dominguez. And I think we're going with that 4-2-3-1. So in the Cam's position, I'm willing to put Diego Lainez there because I think he'll have a pretty good game this coming up in a couple of hours. And then that will solidify his starting spot. And then we see Roger Martinez up top. And that's my starting 11.
Okay.
Oh, so we're benching the captain this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We are, but you know what? I've heard a lot of people say that they feel a certain way when Marchesín gets the captain armband. Like they feel a little bit more of a leader in Marche than they do in Uribe.
I can see that. The way Marche like dictates like a game, like he starts yelling at his teammates, do this, do that. I don't know. I kind of like Marche as captain, but we'll see Saturday.
Christian, you got your 11?
Yes, I do. I have Marchesina in net, Luis Reyes as left, that Bruno and Edson partnership, and I'm gonna keep Jorge Sanchez there. I really like what I've been seeing from Jorge Sanchez. I hope he really gets to start. In the midfield, I'll take Renato Ibarra on the right, Guido Mateos, and I'll keep Andres Ibarguen there. Just for the sake that he did great last week, hoping to repeat that this week. And I'm gonna go with the same two up top, Oribe and Roger Martinez.
Okay, 4-4-2, not bad. I like it. I like the. That's always been a pretty good formation for us. Dylan, what's your take?
I think I'm going to take Christian starting 11, but I actually have Ball over Sanchez. I'm going to be real honest there.
Sounds about right. I'm the only one over here wanting Diego Lainez to start, or what?
I guess
Pretty
so.
much, yeah. I just don't see Piojo putting Lainez in that cam position where he wants to play. I don't know.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it happening.
Because look, we need to get those minutes in, and by the look of everything, I think Diego Lainez. Why do you think Diego Lainez wasn't substituted on Saturday?
Right, but aren't we
I
done with the
thought we
minutes?
got it.
Yeah, I think
we
we're
got it
done with the
already.
minutes.
Yeah.
We're done with the minutes?
I'm almost positive we're done with the minutes, yes.
Yeah.
This is how we done with the minutes. It's 3 games in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm almost positive I've seen something that we are done with the minutes.
Yeah, the English account for America tweeted it out. Like a little tweeted like an article out saying something about we don't play youngsters, and they have an article, and they were second in minutes, but I'm pretty sure they've completed their total minutes that they need to. Yeah, even Garrett and Leipzig said, "Yep, we reached the minutes." So.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Have we already fulfilled the young player rule in just 4 matches? Yes, we're done with the minutes.
Okay, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So going back a little bit too. So what's something that we need to do? To me, I feel like we need to come out, pressing as always in the opening minutes too as well. Ivan, I'm pretty sure you heard me too. I know Christian heard me. I didn't feel this team the first 25 minutes against Monterrey until we had that Roger Martinez goal. Something's got to change in those first opening minutes. And what does that have to be?
I think we've seen this from the team since the get-go. I think we talked about it in the first ever game we played against Necaxa. The fact that the boys just kind of weren't on in the first couple of minutes. I think they're taking a little bit longer to get into rhythm, which is kind of worrisome if we're talking about Jornada 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Talking about your 5th game, you should be ready to go from the get-go. And that is a worrisome thing. You need to get going right away. And I think it's gonna be even tougher at an away pitch. It's because a home team can settle in much faster than an away team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you're gonna see you're gonna see that this team needs to cope with that kind of, I guess, disability that we have at the moment because we're not able to connect right away. But if we can, I mean, we know what we're capable of, and we know that it's going to be an important role for us. I think if you're looking tactics wise, I think the most important game is not going to be who finishes for us. I think the most important game is going to be continuously how our defense copes with Queretaro's attack.
Yeah, I can see that too. Another thing is, if we do get that early goal, or correct me, if we do get that first goal, let's not let the foot off the gas. I think we have to keep going. We saw that after Roger Martinez scored, we saw Monterrey start getting in the game more. Granted, it might have to do something with the red card that they received, but even then, we're up a man. We should be having control of the game, and we did not for that last part of the first half. So I think if we do get that first goal, just keep pressing, keep wanting more chances and more goals, and I think the game should just come to us naturally.
I agree with you, and I 100% agree that we should. But the reason why we don't is because it's Piojo's tactics. Is we have a goal, we have a pretty good chunk of time before the game is over. Let's give the opposition the ball. Let's give them a little bit of the game, so that way when we get the ball, we can get them on the counterattack. Mm-hmm. I've never liked that tactic ever in my life, ever, because this is stupid. Why are you giving the opposition the opportunity to come at you? just because you're gonna be able to get them on a counterattack, that doesn't guarantee you anything. What guarantees you something is you getting the ball, you controlling the game, and you taking it back to them. And I don't know why managers tend to go with that counterattacking tactic, but I think you're right. We should see it an America side kind of control the game even after you're 1-0 up. I think that's the perfect time to start scoring even more. But we know how Piojo is sometimes, and he likes his counterattacks.
Yeah, and we've seen that come back and bite us too. It's something especially not sure what you're going to want to do, especially in an away game too as well. Kind of going back to what you said, the home team settles in more than the away team does, obviously because you have the fans to back up the home team. And so, that's something, that's where to look out for too, and something that Piojo's got to really realize. I know we said it time and time again, but we still see Piojo continue to do it over and over and over again. And so that's something that Piojo's kind of worked towards too as well. And changing his tactics, changing what's on the pitch, what Queretaro is doing and how he can fix that, how we're going to cope with that too as well. Obviously, I'm still going back with the midfield. I feel like this midfield is going to be key in this game too as well. And so, that's something that's really got to stand out too in this game too as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree.
Ivan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, it'd be important too to come out, and really see this team press. That's something, I don't think we really saw in the beginning of this Apertura too as well. This team is lacking that press, and I feel like we gave the team a lot of time on the ball with the possession. Something that that we know we can go do and go out and do is press, and get the ball back, win the ball back, and keep possession. And it has gotten better, it really has, but there's that time still that we still lack.
Mm-hmm.
Would y'all agree with me about that?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Another thing I want to keep a close eye on is Oribe Peralta. Yes, he's our captain. Yes, he scored against Pachuca. No, he did not have the best game against Monterrey. How much longer do we give Oribe Peralta to kind of, cement his spot, or do we start looking at other, maybe potentially Henry Martin or Fer Gonzalez even?
Well, here's the thing: who are you asking? Are you asking us or are you asking Piojo? Because that's two different answers.
Yeah, that really is.
Because I think we're kind of to the point where we're kind of fed up with the performances or the lack of performance, and we're ready to sit him on the bench. Like I told you, I'm ready to put in Linus instead of Oribe.
Yes, you and I both.
But Piojo isn't ready to do that.
For what reason? We guess the world may never know, but I don't know. It should be interesting knowing that we have Diego Linus that can play the cam position. He wants to play the cam position. He favors the cam position, but he just doesn't want to. And I don't know. It's we should be able to see Oribe Peralta kind of, I guess, improve. And if he doesn't, then you know what? I don't know. I think we'll just have to call Piojo ourselves and tell him to put Linus in.
He's gonna be too busy doing his ab crunch workouts.
Dude, did you see that video? Oh my god.
Oh man!
You guys see the video where they put that music and he's like going around space and then he's dancing and all that stuff? You guys see that? That cracked me up.
Dude, I saw a video where you saw Piojo doing his crunches and the next one was like a fat pig trying to do the same thing. Dude, it was dude, I died, dude.
People have too much time on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the chat said that Piojo should play Ivan Moreno. Right,
I saw that and I read Piojo should play Ivan. That's all I read, and then I was very flattered. But then I read Moreno, and then I realized that was not me.
I mean, I'd like to see him come off the bench, maybe, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of a stretch too. But I definitely don't see him starting at all over the likes of Renato or Andres or Cecilio. Not even Linus, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's something right there, but. I definitely don't see him starting, but yeah, he might get some minutes today. He says again.
Look, but we know. I think we're all in favor of Ivan Moreno here because not only does he follow the podcast, but I think we've seen good things come out of him. I think it's the fact that the game against Dorados, he didn't really bring it for me, which was a bit disappointing because of course we're on this Ivan Moreno train, and we want to see this kid excel. And the fact that he kind of wasn't able to perform to the standards we thought he was going to against Dorados, that kind of was a bit worrisome. But if he does get minutes today, I can't wait to see what he's capable of doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ivan Moreno, we know he's a solid player. We know what he can bring. Off the bench option in the future, I see it possible. Why not? Especially with double Ornada coming up, you might want to see someone get arrested. But we'll see.
I heard get arrested. I was like, no, I don't think we want
All right. Going off a little bit here, going off a little subject a little bit, but anything else to add to this Querétaro preview besides our predictions?
to. Bruno Valdez for me is going to be important. I think he's solidifying himself as a leader in the back. And a lot of people said that we were going to miss Pablo Aguilar, but I can see Pablo Aguilar being reincarnated in Bruno Valdez. I mean, he's already starting to score goals for us the way Pablo Aguilar does. And in the air, he looks absolutely deadly. And I think it's going to be important.
Anything else for you, Christian?
No, I think we've covered everything.
All right, gentlemen, I'm getting out our prediction card right now. Predictions, Ivan. I don't think I even have to ask, do I?
Yes, you do. I mean, what's the whole point? You have to ask me.
Ivan, what is your prediction this Saturday against Querétaro?
And this is kind of not, trying to be off, all funny and everything, but I think you need to sit down and realize that we're going to be at a very tough venue. We're going to be against, even though it doesn't look like it, a very tough opposition. Querétaro has, an abundance of good players that can come out and give us a performance. And I think that we're going to go out there and do what we can. But again, it's worrisome that in the first couple minutes we can't really solidify ourselves. But I think if everything changes and if I think that we go out there and perform and have a good game, I'm going 1-0.
1-0. Okay. All right. I'm currently writing down, Christian.
Because then people are going to be like, for who?
Christian?
I'm going to go 4-1 America.
4-1 America, okay. I think I'm going to go back to the classic 2-1. I think we're really going to go out and get a 2-1 win.
I just hope that whatever the result is, we keep a clean sheet, because I think you've seen what that's done for the team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that too as well. I mean that clean sheet's very, very important for the back line and Machacin too as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got 2-1, 4-1, and 1-0, and this is probably going to be the first time America wins 4-0.
Chris45 says 2-1 in the group chat. Diamond, our friend from Ireland, says 2-0 win for America too as well. Just let us know what you got in the chat, guys. You know what you're going for too as well. But other than that, I think that wraps everything up for this Querétaro preview, and we're moving on to the ladies who go out and get a nice victory yesterday too as well. A very, very nice victory that I still wish was televised, but they're not televised yet.
I know. So, I wish we could give the ladies the time slot that they deserve, but the reason why we push you ladies all the way kind of right here is because we only get highlights and we can't really go much off of that. I mean, as great as you guys are doing, and we applaud you for the wonderful performance. Someone needs to strike a TV deal, because I think they deserve the recognition and kind of the in-depth breakdown the way we do with the men. The ladies, I think, deserve that as well, because I think they're doing amazing things.
Yeah, they really are, and I'm looking back at the highlights. This America team was all over Xolos. I mean, it really was. I mean, these ladies were going out and doing great things, and Cuevas' cross in for that goal at the end was just great, a great cross. The keeper got a piece of it though, but still found the I forgot her name. I really did, but a beautiful header too to score that goal 1-0 in like the 83rd minute of the game too as well.
And she came in as a sub at the 82nd minute.
Yes,
and scored a minute after. Rebecca Garcia, if I'm not mistaken. Please don't crucify me if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was her.
Shout out to Rebecca, and if you guys know Rebecca, tell her that the Eagle Eye boys say shout out to her and the whole team. Really, I think this team is a prime example of what a team should be. It's literally kind of like the men. It's the same core from the last season, and even the season before that, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dylan?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, you're right.
a
Yeah, but
team
I
that
mean,
has kind of gone through a bit of a crucible in the sense that they can't that they can't kind of get that victory to get to the final, and I think that's kind of plaguing them and haunting them. That you can really see that these ladies want to get that kind of chip off their shoulder, and they're performing. They're doing what they have to do, and in a tough environment, to go to travel all the way over here to Tijuana, and then go out there play a very good Tijuana team, and get a very good result on the road. I think it's important. I think, and even the coach, I think, has said himself that these ladies, they know what they're playing for.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, Undefeated. We have the
definitely,
best
yeah.
defense in Group One, second best offense in Group One. I guess that speaks volumes about this team. Like you said, they're really gunning for that championship, and you know what? This could be the year, judging by their recent performances and how they have been playing. Listen, man, this team can go far.
Yes, most definitely. And you watching those highlights too. I mean, the ladies team really seems to be playing as a unit and everything too. I just kind of reiterating lots of chances for this ladies team too. I see Cuevas going out and making some big plays on her own too as well. She's doing great things, and some of the other ladies too as well. Going out and making some plays of their own too. It's just fun to watch, and I really wish there was a TV deal here in the States to where we can watch, because that'd be great, and that'd be
Mhm.
awesome to watch too.
So don't forget, guys and girls, if you guys supporting the women's team, make sure you guys use the hashtag Lady Aguilas. Just a little way for them to know that they got a little bit of recognition over here in the States by I would say the best group in the world, Us Americanistas.
Exactly.
Yes, definitely. I still don't know who the former Chiva is. I forgot who it was that went from Chivas to America for the ladies.
We were asked this last week too, and
Yeah,
we
no,
did
we're
not
still
come
trying to
prepared.
figure it
I'm
out.
so sorry. We will have that name for you next week. We promise.
Well, I mean, like we said, we wish we give the ladies a little bit more time, but highlights can only do so much. We can only do so much since we don't have uh, really a way to really watch the game. Still looking for a live stream, maybe that we can find it and I can watch it too as well. But the next game the ladies do have is against Pumas. It is a home game too as well. Should be a great game too. Like Christian said, just kind of reiterating it. Undefeated, 4 out of 4 so far. Really, sitting on top of the group, a great team. They're going out and doing great things. There's something that we want to talk about every week. That wraps it up though, and we are ready for the giveaway, aren't we, guys?
Yes, we
Most
are.
definitely. It's exciting,
Okay,
exciting times ahead of us.
but before we do announce the winners of the giveaway, Chris45 said you look like Cecilia Dominguez.
Do I really? I don't know. I've never had that before.
Now you know
Honestly,
what your costume is for this Halloween.
yes. I've had people tell me I look like Tecatito, but I don't know. I don't know what resembles more,
I don't know.
Cecilio or Tecatito. I don't know. That's the first time I ever heard anyone say Cecilio. Which I don't know if it's a compliment or I don't know.
I've been told I look like Roberto Tapia. I don't know.
Roberto
I
Tapia.
don't see it.
I
I
know
don't
that's
see
what
it.
I say too, but apparently I do. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Well, before we announce the two winners of this giveaway, we want to give a shout out to everybody who follows the pod page, everybody that comes to the live stream whenever we do this live, and everybody that listens on the go on iTunes and SoundCloud. Without y'all, none of this would be possible. I think we said it last week too, but me and Ivan never really thought that we would get this many followers in not even a year's time that we've been doing this too as well. Kind of starting at the end of November, we did like 3 or 4 podcasts, because we had the end of the Apertura, and then we had the quarterfinals and the semifinals, and
Yep.
that kind of ended it right there, and then we picked it up again in July. We got the whole Clausura under our belt, and here we are again in the Apertura doing it all again, and so we just want to give a big shout out to everybody, all the followers, everybody that comes out and supports. We really appreciate it, and I say that a lot too, and it's just never enough for me. I wish I could just meet every single one of y'all, give y'all a handshake, and just look you in the eye and say thank you. So I mean, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, man.
I do actually. I do. First of all, like Dylan said, thank you to every single one of you. Second of all, this was the toughest thing. I think the toughest decision us three have had to make. The submissions that you guys made, they all were great, and it was tough. We tried to do this as random as possible, and know that there was nothing in favor for no one. There was 100%. We kept this, and it's hard. It was so hard for us, and we wish we could have gave all of you guys the giveaway, because it means the world to us for you guys to actually be able to be here and support us. And it's gonna be tough to only name two winners, and we have the two winners right here and right now. But I hope no hard feelings to the people who did not win, because I always feel bad, because you kind of feel like, yeah, they submit their submission for the giveaway, and you kind of know, like, oh man, like, what if they don't win though? I don't want to come off bad to them. So I hope that you guys still support us even after this giveaway. We promise you that this is not going to be our last giveaway that we do something like this. The more that we grow, the more opportunity we get to do these kind of things, and hopefully you guys can understand that. And at the end of the day, we we wish we could give everyone everything that we could, like, if possible. So we will announce those winners in just a little bit. But again, from the bottom of the hearts of both Dylan, Christian, and myself, thank you to everyone that has come out here and supported us. It means the world to us, because we know if you guys are here and you guys are supporting us, the more we grow, the more that we can say that you guys were on this great wonderful journey with us. And that's the most important part. It's a community we want to build together. So let's get these two lucky winners announced. And if you did not win, we do apologize, and we do hope that you win for the next giveaway, which we'll do our best to make it as big and as great for everyone. So gentlemen, are we ready to read out the two lucky winners?
Yes, definitely ready.
All right, so I have them right here written down on a sticky note. Our first winner goes by the name...
Twitter handle.
Yes, Twitter handle, which is
Twitter
perfect.
handle.
I did not write his Twitter handle. I just wrote the name that he has on his Twitter. Give me a second. I'll figure it out right now. This is horrible. Someone buy me some time.
Oh my god!
I found it. All right.
Okay.
The winner of the first jersey is Mr. Garrett Kerber. That is at Garrett R. Kerber on Twitter. Mr. Garrett Kerber, you are our first lucky winner. Congratulations to you, and we'll get in contact with you once the podcast is over. Now, our second winner for the podcast giveaway for the jersey is... I just realized I need to have their Twitter name on here also. Give me a second.
Man.
Jesus, why can't I find the giveaway person's name? But shout out to Garrett for winning this one. And our second winner is at _ America G. You are the second winner, who is actually a female.
Mm-hmm.
So randomizer picked her out and picked out Mr. Garrett as well. We want to thank all of you who submitted in your request for the giveaway. Again, it breaks our heart to not be able to give you guys all a jersey. We wish we could, and we hope that one day it comes the day that we can actually bestow upon you guys stuff like that. So congratulations to both of our winners, but most of all, congratulations to all of you for being a part of this and for helping us grow. Really, it means the world to us. It really does. We were here thinking that it was only going to be 5-6 people that were going to be listening to us, and then out of nowhere we started growing in numbers. So thank you so much, because we've met such amazing, wonderful people. And you know what? It's crazy. It's crazy to know that you have so much support and so much love. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's a family that we're trying to grow. we're getting past the community. We're trying to grow a family with all the Americanistas. So thank you so much, and congratulations to the two winners. We'll get in contact with you. And ladies and gentlemen, do not get discouraged, because I promise you, once we get to 400, we will definitely get to another giveaway, and then we expect that 500 to be a pretty good, big giveaway too for some of you. So hopefully you guys can help us grow. Hopefully you guys continue to tune in, because at the end of the day, we just love doing this. We love to interact with you guys, whether it's Twitter, whether it's via here with the live chat, whatever it is, whatever it may be. We're an open book, and we're an open door to every single one of you guys. So thank you so much for everything.
All right, Christian, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I actually do. You know, just being a guest on this podcast, it's crazy to see how much support you guys have gotten, and how much, I don't know, you guys have grown just so much. You know, dating back to like last season, it's been a constant, like, I guess, struggle for me to be here, and I just want to say thank you to both of you for allowing me to come here. This is, I think, my third week straight here. And I don't know, it's just something I've, ever since I first watched this podcast, something I've always wanted to be a part of. Like I said, here I don't have anyone that I can talk America with in English, at least. And just finding this opened my eyes, and I was like, oh my god, I need to be part of this one day. And I just want to say thank you to both of you for finally letting me be a part of this.
No, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, because like I think we said it people, especially to the winners, congratulate this man right here, because he's the one that's responsible for this kind of giveaway. He's kind enough to be able to get the jerseys for us, and to be able to give them away. So thank this guy, and then thank you, man. You've done extremely a lot for us, and I think me and Dylan are extremely grateful for that. Just the way we're extremely grateful for all our listeners. Really, at the end of the day, we want to be able to bring everyone on. We want to be able to have everyone. We as much as we want to be the voice for you guys, we also want to be a path for you guys to voice what you guys want to say, especially when it comes to the team.
Yes, definitely. And like we always say, guys, come if you're listening on the go on iTunes, SoundCloud. Obviously we want you to come out to the live show too. What's your opinions here too? Whenever we're going live, and just the interactions on Twitter too. Whenever you add us and everything like that. We enjoy it. We appreciate it. Just we'll respond back as fast as we can. Sometimes we're a little busy too as well, but we do enjoy it. We really do. And so that we've pretty much covered everything, right?
Yes, with a couple of things. I think we have one last announcement to make, but before we do make that last announcement, I just kind of want to say that this is all new to us, and we're just trying to give back to the community as much as we can, and in as little time as possible. So again, we can't urge that thank you enough. I think Dylan, me and you are, I think, the youngest doing this right now within the community of the Liga MX, and it's a little bit it's a little bit I guess mind-boggling, how far we've gotten. Two young guys that just talking nonsense on the microphone, and to get to this far. Thank you guys so much for the support. It really does mean the world to us. So again, thank you, and we'll definitely keep our word that there's going to be more giveaways and more of an opportunity for everyone to enter.
Yes, most definitely. So just help us keep growing, guys. Refer us to a friend. Retweets, likes. Everything counts. It really does. Just be patient. When we hit 400, just be ready for another giveaway.
Yeah, refer us to your local libraries too. You never know.
Yeah, never know.
All right, so one last big announcement, Dylan, that we need to make, and I think it's important that everyone listens to it, is
I'm fired.
We are announcing what? What?
I hear him.
I missed it. What?
Oh, you missed it. Dylan, repeat your big announcement, because I think you burst the bubble.
You said there's a big announcement. I was like, what? I'm fired?
No, but you can go see HR after this. No, it's we got a pretty big announcement to make. Dylan, when we started this, it was just you and me. We didn't really have much intentions of even bringing on guests, because we didn't even know if we could. And like we said, we've grown, and I think we've grown to a point where I think we can expand our circle. And because of that, Christian, we want to welcome you officially on board as a co-host of the Eagle Eye podcast. Someone who I think deserves it, someone who I think has actually merited everything that he's done for the podcast at no cost. And I mean, we haven't asked him for anything. He's willingly has reached out to us. And at first, he just said, "Look, I just want to be able to help you guys in any way possible." And I think this is the best help that we can get from you, man. For you to be on the show, it's gonna be a trio now, and I think it's gonna be perfect. And yeah, congratulations. We're officially signing Christian on to the Eagle Eye podcast for a good 3 years. We're gonna pay him in about 4 gancitos a year, and thank you, man. Thank you for everything you've done, and welcome aboard officially.
Yeah, man. No, thank you to both. Honestly, when you guys first told me about this, I was shocked. I don't know, man. It's crazy to think that I'm gonna be here every single week. Hopefully, I don't know, man. I just know it's gonna be a lot of fun to finally get to do something that I enjoy.
And hopefully you guys are get accustomed to not only his voice but his face too if you guys come out to the live show. And he's a great kid. He knows what he's talking about, and trust me, we wouldn't get him if we weren't comfortable and confident in him. And yeah, I think anyone who's listening to this too can understand that. And when they hear you kind of break things down, you kind of can understand that that you know what you're talking about. So congratulations, Christian. And Dylan, anything else you wanna say to the new guy?
Congrats, man. Congrats. I mean, it's just great, to finally like, really have you on, after all the stuff you've done for us, like the Twitter banner that we put up, helping us out with this giveaway and everything, man. I mean, I really appreciate it all. And, it's just welcome aboard.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
That initiation worked finally.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. But I think that's pretty much it. Our announcements have been made. The giveaways have been announced. We'll get in contact with you, with everyone right now. And again, thank you guys so much for everything. So, Dylan, I believe as host of today, you're ready to wrap us off.
That's it, guys. That's episode 33 of the Eagle Eye podcast. I want to thank all you coming out, your beautiful self coming out to enjoy the show. Thank you again for all those who entered in the giveaway, all the support and everything. And so, we'll just catch you next week. Vamos America. Let's go get that win tonight. Let's go get that win this weekend. And that's all we got today, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.
See you guys. Take care.